was afraid of the haunted past of my mistakes, so I refrained and come to what little that remained. My safety in the mundane, oh, better than my shame. But this cloak felt heavy, maybe I was
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of the Synthwave Hangout. My name is Dave, also known as Memory Design.
And I am Woren, also known as Dominic.
And we are very glad everyone is here today. We have a very, very special guest. Did you drop him a message in the chat there, Dom? Or can you?
No, I got you.
Yeah, we're working on it's a little bit of a technical difficulty with him there. But we have it worked out. Hopefully, I think.
Hopefully.
Just give us a second. See if
he'll
he is
magically
here.
pop in.
All right. Well, I guess in the meantime,
How you doing today, man?
Good. I'm doing good. The special guest, as you can see from the title and everything, it's not a reveal or a surprise, right? So it's our friend, and I mean our friend, Sam from DREAMPOCKET, who will be with us momentarily. But this show, and the reason that I had asked Sam if he wants to be on, is special for me because this is my birthday week and kind of my birthday show. And so I thought it would be nothing would be better than to have the original three people that I connected with very strongly in this community, and we all joined the label around the same time and everything. This was kind of my birthday gift to myself, I guess, is to have both of you guys on together.
Yeah, it's pretty great, man. I'm
Happy
pretty excited.
birthday
There he is.
to- Sorry, I was setting up some boots and cats.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
Yeah, so Sam, how you doing? I already introduced you.
Oh, hi. Fashionably late. Sorry, hi. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really happy to have you on. I was just talking about how, with the birthday stuff, it's so great that you're able to figure out your work schedule so all three of us could be on together.
Oh, I know. This is awesome. Thanks for
Yeah, it's pretty
asking me. And happy birthday week.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was trying to think back to, I always do this, and I don't want to pull a I've known Sam longer thing, but we did connect first, Sam, if my memory
Yeah.
is right. And then Dom, you and I connected right after, and there's something about the three of us where we just clicked really well.
I don't like the way this is going right now.
No, we clicked very well. And then Sam and I had a meeting where we agreed we would let you into our club. Remember? Do you remember this,
I
Sam?
remember.
You had to submit 10 tracks to Sam for him to critique.
Which became Coalescence.
I remember that.
Right, which became
Yes.
Coalescence.
Correct. Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited, dude. This is fun because we talk all the time, obviously, outside of this, and I don't know. I always laugh because we always incessantly tease each other. So it's like, what do we do? What do we do when you start the show? Do we just
This
go?
is less like an interview, more like people getting a glimpse into like what we talk about every day.
Right, like regular stuff.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know what you have planned, but it is kind of funny to have like you guys on the chat, and it's public as well.
Right.
So
Right,
this will
exactly.
be-
You never know what you're gonna get.
Right, yeah.
So,
Cool people in the chat room, by the way. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
yes, absolutely. Let's see if I can shout out some people here real quick. Oh, we got
Don't shout at them.
Yeah, I'd love you
Yeah,
to just
don't-
scream their names really loud. We got Brandon McCool.
Brandon!
Yeah, Brandon, Miami Dan, Jan Shards, Temporal Waves. I saw my friend Shay Love Music was in here before. Synth Fellow Hawk. I don't know if he's still here, but he was here before.
Yay!
But yeah, the beginning of the show is always kind of like a ramp up, right? And then we get people in, and then it peaks. I don't know if it's at 11 o'clock my time, which is 12 your time, Dom. I feel like that's like another shift time, like when people are getting off work or driving home or that kind of a thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's the cool thing about this is like people just kind of pop in and out and chat and
Right.
do the thing.
So before the show, is funny, we had a little bit of technical difficulty, and normally what we do is the day before we get on and we do tests and everything like that, and stupid me, I'm like, we talk all the time on Discord, this should be no problem. We get on, we got like 8 minutes to go, and it's just like a catastrophic eruption of problems.
Well, it was
that's a really nice way of saying that I didn't have my shit together.
No, it's not
well, I
that.
mean, it was infinitely amusing to me because like I was like, this is going to be the whole show and it's going to be epic.
Yeah, the problem
Sam
was
answering questions from like 30 seconds before.
the problem was Sam's mic for some reason was delayed or something. So Dom and I would be past a topic, and then Sam would be answering the topic, and like he just heard it for the first time. It was like trying to have a live chat with somebody who was like on YouTube at the same time. Right? There's this huge delay going, so it was very weird.
That was really funny.
So fun.
But I was amused because I know that you were panicking, and which is
I do. I don't know what it is about
funny.
this show, man.
Because it's important. Yeah, you want it to go well. I get it. I'm just saying that everything's riding on Sam's microphone trying to work, and you're panicking, and I'm just sitting here just laughing.
I'm just
so
kicking
hard.
myself because I'm like sitting there yesterday. I'm like literally doing nothing. I'm like, should I try to like hit up Sam? Nah, this should be fine.
Well, all's well that ends well.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we are. We made it.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. So I wasn't aware until this morning that you were going to do the challenge track, which if ever people didn't hear before, you are. And I don't know if I missed a communication or didn't understand something you said, but that is pretty awesome. And you were having some stuff going on. Is everything good on your end with the computer now?
Yeah, I've got it set up. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure how it was gonna pan out, if I was gonna be able to. But I've got everything fired up, and I've done some boots and cats,
Nice.
like I said, because I know
You
that
heard him.
Dom loves that phrase. But right now
Yes.
it's just boot and cat, so I haven't had it
Four on
added
the
to
floor.
hi-hats yet.
4 on the
It's
floor.
four
So
on
you
the
guys heard
floor.
him. He's gonna write the best song he's ever written.
Right.
Today.
This is it.
And I love just, doing a nice 4 on the floor because it leaves so much to wiggle around. So
agreed.
it's going to be funky, hopefully.
Think
And it sounds good when you sidechain the bass to a 4 on the floor.
yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
for sure. Now, are you?
Oh, yeah. It does.
Have you primed the children to interrupt you only when you're most busy for this challenge?
I told them that I'm at work.
Ah,
So
right.
Nice.
I don't know if the little one even realizes
That
I'm
never
in here
works for me.
still.
But
I don't know. Usually they're pretty okay.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever
Uh,
I feel like I
yeah.
jinx myself, and Dominic, you might get this too, where I'm like, I'll talk to my daughter and be like, okay, I'm going to be on this thing, like when she's homesick or whatever like that. And then like, I look outside because we have a living room kind of outside of where my office is. And I'm like talking, doing everything fine. And I look over and it's like a gallon of ice cream is on the floor. Okay. And then I turn back and I'm like, oh, how did the basement become flooded? It's like this
look at that.
catastrophic problems every time.
you're eating gummy worms on the tallest chair while this is all happening. That's great.
Right. Balancing on an uneven chair above a fire pit or something, just whatever you turn, it is just a problem that you can't solve at the moment because you're live on
There's
air.
just like a random otter in your house. You're like, how does this happen?
That's right.
Yeah, so who knows? I might walk out of here and a tornado took the apartment.
Right.
We'll see.
Right. The only room that's left is yours.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of those what do you call it, Alfred Hitchcock situations.
Right. Right. Well, your first
Yeah.
thought is then, well, better finish this EP I'm working on, right? Or something.
Right. But
Right. I just walked out of the bedroom straight into the Twilight Zone,
Right.
and I just
Like,
I'm like,
yeah,
you know
'cause I
what?
gotta-
I can make a song about this.
because I got to write this song now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you get back to work on this a little bit. I want to talk about when we come back, like the way you make music, because I found it very cool, and it makes me jealous of your musical ability, or it makes me feel that I could be doing it better. And I think you know what I'm talking
Get
about.
out of here.
And then we're also gonna hear some of your stuff, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're working on and just other random stuff. So,
Yeah,
so we're gonna move
that's
on
great.
unless anybody else has anything else to share.
Well,
Happy
You know.
birthday to Is it today?
we're just gonna keep doing it. No.
No. It's the birthday week, and you can all help me celebrate my 21st birthday together. I mean, it feels
That's right.
like it's been over 40 years, but time, I guess,
Yeah, I
is
don't know
moving
how you're
slow
gonna
for
get-
me.
time machines for everybody.
I'm
to
gonna go with
celebrate your
time.
21st birthday.
Man wants to be 21.
Hey man,
Okay.
if we could get a
Be
time
21.
machine to my 21st birthday in 1970, then everything would be just fine.
1970.
1970.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about how old I feel, not how old I actually am.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez Louise.
So this means I have to do more work on this track now.
You got to do more work. So we've got, let me see here. We got about 4, 8, you got about 12, 13 minutes until we're coming back.
Yeah, no pressure.
Okay.
Don't mess it up. Okay, it's all riding on you.
Right. Oh, and Dan just sent me a message that this song is your test for re-signing the contract.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this has to be good.
This has to be the best.
My whole
Yeah,
career
your
is
whole,
riding on
your
this.
whole career.
Done.
Our
yeah.
friendship, everything.
Right.
Ruin you.
Right. You're right. Your relationship with your partner and kid, everything is on this right now. So you got
Your
I'm
this.
gonna
respect
blow
is
it up
my
on
peers.
social media.
All right. We're gonna move on. Starting first.
Road
with-
VHS is gonna critique my mix.
That's right.
He's the
2 hours.
surprise guest. I just have him added to the group chat.
Oh, shit.
You don't know.
All right, so we're moving on with the newest by Synth Principle, starting out this block with Bring Me Closer. I'll talk to everyone after this block.
Hell yeah.
What a powerful block of music that was. That's not a good trio to play before introducing somebody's new song, I don't think, or something like that. You're first in the scene, and you're like, I don't know if someone's going to like it. And I'm like, let me just throw Synth Principle, List, and Skyline Drive in front of you.
Right, you're like the follow-up to it. You're like, oh, okay.
Right. And so you first just started learning music this year, it sounds like, or something like that.
How's that been going for you?
Great. Yeah, I sent Sam a message, but this is how this is going to go, I think.
Yeah, he's locked in.
Oh,
Yeah, it's that.
he's here. He's back. How's it
Yeah.
going?
Good. How long? What did I miss?
Nothing. No, it's only
Missed
been a
out.
few.
Literally everything. Nope.
Right.
Don't tell.
I just glanced up and I still saw Skyline Drive playing, so I was like, oh, I got a minute. And then it wasn't.
See, if I was a faster thinker on this, right when you came on, I should have been like, all right, everybody, well, we're moving on to the next set of tracks now, or something like that.
That's
He just
funny.
comes back. We're like, all right, we're going to talk to you guys.
What'd you say? What'd you say,
anyways.
Sam?
What were we doing? What were we doing? Are we? Oh, we're on the radio. That's right.
Right. I know it
Yeah,
feels weird,
we're
right?
doing-
It's like it's outside of our normal kind of hangouts where it's just kind of going in and out or whatever.
Right, everyone's listening.
So are you, what I was alluding to before is you record stuff without MIDI, which I find very impressive as I'm not a very good piano player. Are you still doing stuff like that?
Yep, that's all I do.
That
I
is.
still haven't used MIDI.
So it's essentially just live playing and recording, and then you still do like looping and stuff, right? Like when you get like if you get a riff and stuff, or do you play everything all the way through?
No, I will loop it. Yeah, if I have something that's a repeating part.
Right.
I mean,
You're
the
like, I'm
best-
not an
the best
insane
thing to do is-
person, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. Anywhere I
Okay,
can
all the way
save time,
through.
I will.
Right.
Yeah, because it's so time consuming to do this, which means that like I have to edit every key. Basically, every note I hit has to be manually placed on the grid. So it's kind of like wasting time not using MIDI. But
Yeah. Light Source was saying
um,
he doesn't use MIDI either. Oh, apparently this
awesome, bro.
that's really cool. And for some reason, I find this really impressive because, as longtime listeners might know, my history with being a musician and everything, essentially, mostly, anyways, is percussion, being a drummer, right? And like a lot of kids, you also pick up guitar when you're younger, and you learn, piano to the best of your ability. Being in a band and doing music, you learn all this kind of stuff as you go. And so, I rely very heavily on MIDI, and if I screw up, I move around stuff, like that kind of stuff for designing the music and producing. So I'm very impressed by people that do it like you and Light Source.
I'm so jealous of people that have like a really good setup that can do things live. Like Bad Guys Get Dead. Like he has an amazing
yeah.
setup, and it's like I
Great
would
music.
kill to be able to do all this like manually, but like unfortunately I I just got a MIDI keyboard, so I'm trying to get it all down, but
Yeah, so in the chat here, Shay Love Music was saying, so you record it just as audio. That's the same.
Yeah, I plug everything into my computer, and yeah, I play it to a metronome and just as audio. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I've installed some MIDI stuff, but I haven't got it set up yet. But I feel like I should at least learn it to save time here and there.
Yeah, it could
Like
be.
I've got people waiting on me to finish tracks for like a year now, and it's like, well, when I have time, I'm able to edit my live tracks and stuff. And
Yeah, it can be useful if you have a good MIDI controller that you don't have to struggle with latency on. I have a pretty dumpster one that I've been using for years and years now, and it creates a small amount of latency. So even if I'm playing it by hand, which I do for a lot of these parts, when you play it back, it's not in time. So then you got to adjust stuff and goof around and do all this kind of stuff. But if you're playing it, with your natural style on the MIDI, it would come out sounding the same, essentially.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be locked in, to a grid or anything like that.
I've seen it done. I watched people do it. Actually, there are MIDI sounds in my first 2 singles.
Yeah.
But I had an engineer for those.
That's always nice,
Moon
right?
Smoke and Synthwave.
Isn't that nice?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm a MIDI warrior. I get lost in the MIDI land, and then
Right.
I usually play things manually first to like find the notes and like a rhythm, but then I end up having to paste it all in. So
It's always interesting to me to ask this question because people I have found, and I just found out seeing Lightsource talk about this in the chat, people do stuff all differently, right? It's like some people combine MIDI and stuff, and like Temporal Waves was saying that he does a combo, which I've seen from the the videos and stuff he's posted, and the vintage synths he's using, obviously aren't MIDI compatible. But it is always fascinating to hear the process. And it's kind of a cliche thing to ask in one of these, right? It's like, what VSTs do you use? What, how do you make music? But I personally find it fascinating whenever I hear how other people craft their songs and that kind of thing.
what's your favorite chord?
Yeah, Sam, what's your favorite
A
chord?
minor. Easy question. A minor. I love it. It's in everything. A minor just makes a song sound cool.
Yeah.
Like
It has
that's
a great sound. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's got this kind of cool, kind of badass sound to it, to that whole scale.
Mhm. And you can mix it, when you're in the C major scale, you throw in an A minor and you just like lean in on that.
Now, is this a
D sharp.
You did this in Moonsmoke, right? If I have that right?
Yeah.
Or is
The A minor thing.
A minor with C major?
Moonsmoke is B minor.
Oh,
and
is it?
Does slide up to an A minor at one point, which does give it like a nice little moment, but it's only for like one bar
Yeah.
here and there. But Moonsmoke mostly leans on the B minor and G over and over again. That's basically the whole song.
Right. Well, don't give that secret away. Yeah, that song is one of those ones where when you really break it down and you realize it's got some simplicity to it, right? And when you hear it with the singing and all the other stuff combined, it doesn't come off like that at all. And I remember when we were talking and you first were like breaking some stuff about that song down, I was like, oh my God, it is. But it's such an amazing track that I never even thought like that. I'm just like in the song the whole time.
Well, then it works.
Yeah.
Then it works. I think that's one of the things that is cool about that song in particular. And a lot of songs, like, it doesn't have to be a ton of chord progressions, like James Taylor changing the chord for every word.
Right.
Like, for example, like Night People, lots of chord progressions moving around.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives it more of like kind of a bubblegum, kind of a, I don't want to say silly vibe, but it's definitely more poppy.
Oh,
but
for
when
sure.
you kind of just have like, absolutely, I'm really happy with that song. But when you leave
and I'm like
plenty
huge fan
of
of
space,
Queen.
Oh yeah, and Sing Queen 2 is just a few chords, and when you have all that open room, it definitely gives you more room to like layer and build an atmosphere and really like do more with the vocal melody.
Yeah.
Because you're not really like tied into have to move up here and move down here, but it's just like creates an atmosphere.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I want to talk. Maybe coming up next, we have a block of 3 DreamPockет songs, and I have some questions on vocals and how you do your vocal sound. I got a little bit of insight into that when we did that remix, Dom's favorite remix for Outrun the Night. Sorry,
don't say it right ever. Just
right.
It's fine.
And I love it so much. I don't even know the name, which is funny too, because I've heard this song now and been part of the remix, which felt like a year of a daily suffering, right? But
yes,
in the best way. Don't worry.
We're so close to it, we can't even see it.
Right. But I noticed that with your vocals, you do 2 different takes. At least you did for that, and the combo of them creates this very awesome sound. I don't know how to really describe it, but I feel like you do this all the time. There's something about the combination of your voice in whatever. Do you know what I'm getting at? I'm explaining this horribly.
Yeah, I do. Actually, no. Don Eastland was just asking me about this. We were on the phone the other day, and he was like, "What do you do with those vocals?" And I'll tell you. I guess I'll give my secret.
Yeah, give the secret. Get your pencils ready.
So this is something that I brought from the folk world. Because as you know, I was a folk singer for like 10 years, folky bluegrass.
Yeah.
acoustic.
I've seen the beard
stuff.
photo. I know.
So one of the cool things they like to do, I think City and Color was somebody I first heard do it, is just sing like the lead vocal track, got your one lead vocal track, and then go back and sing that again, but whisper.
Oh. See,
Just add like a ton of breath to it, and still sing the same thing.
Turn on the
So
Riz.
it's not the harmony yet. It's just different tone,
Yeah.
a lot more air behind it. So that way you get the breath, you get that full like dreamy vocal feel, but then you also have the full voice vocal. And try to like blend them as much as possible, make sure the consonants line up and everything,
Yeah.
and make sure they're perfectly tuned with each other. Tuned exactly the same.
that's fascinating.
Melodyne. So there you go.
Wow. You
Is that
heard
what you were talking about?
you heard it here. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that describes what I'm talking about, I think. It was hard to
Cool. Well, just
it was hard to describe.
don't tell anybody.
Right. Everybody in the chat,
don't
keep
let
it a
this get
secret. Yeah, but whenever you hear, there's certain singers that have a certain vocal sound to when they sing, right? And it's something that, there are singers who it sounds like a single person singing, right? And it sounds good or bad or whatever, but there's some singers that have a very unique sound that sounds really good and it's very appealing, and you were one of those people to me. And so I knew that there was something else that was happening other than you just getting in front of the mic and being like, all right, track 1, track 2, done. Like that kind of a thing.
That's fun. I also do some harmonies too. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
And of course that's definitely huge in the folk and bluegrass world. There's
Yeah.
a ton of harmonies, and some of my old music people would say, well, you have like 4 or 5 parts in your harmonies, and that's too much. I'm like, but it sounds so cool.
Right.
So hopefully I'll be able to bring back more of that.
Yeah, there's no rules.
you
If it
do-
sounds good, it sounds
Yeah.
good. That's what I say.
Agreed. 100%. Yeah, it's whatever you feel is good.
And to answer your question, Temporal Waves, I do have a song I'm working on that has like an acoustic guitar intro.
Ooh.
I wanted to make a disco synthwave type song, but use an acoustic guitar riff instead of electric guitar. So that's coming hopefully this summer, Sean.
I like this. Yeah, man. Whenever you release something new, it's not like, oh, here's another Dream Pocket sounding song, right? And that's something I really like about you. And I like a lot of bands that produce really similar sounding stuff, but you release stuff that I can tell it's you, but it's not just like the same old thing every time, which I really appreciate.
Something that people, I guess I would like for them to understand about Dream Pocket is that I'm not a synthwave producer. I'm not a retrowave artist. I am a pop singer who is self-produced.
Right.
So, but I am inspired by retro sounds. So every song you're going to get a little bit of a different feel to it.
Yeah.
But I still try to tie them all together with similar themes and instruments, and like use the same synthesizers or the same bass and drums and stuff like that.
Right. And what's your go-to again? It's a Yamaha, right? Your keyboard? Or Roland?
Yeah, my go-to, I have a Yamaha keyboard, kind of like the one you were talking about, like your friends have. It's just like got 1,000 voices on it,
Yeah.
and it's just like more than you could ever use. But I use so many voices on my Yamaha keyboard, and then I have the Roland JDXi.
That's it. That's what I was thinking of.
Go-to synth. Yeah,
The JDXi.
it's so great. I love that machine.
So I've got Moonsmoke, Outrun the Night, and Drift Off in this next block coming up. Is there anything about any of these songs you'd want to share before we hear it, or is that more of an after the block kind of thing?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever you guys want to know about the song, I could go on ad nauseum about everything. So,
Well, maybe let's talk about it after then, because we've been talking for a while already, and I want to make sure
sure.
It's already 11, so I want to make sure we're kind of roughly within our time frame. But
okay, yeah.
So I'll send you a message when we're done with these, and then we can talk a little bit about them before we move on to your picks that you brought with you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, gotta move on right now. So, just kidding. All right, guys. We'll talk to you. You got, let's see, got about 13, 14 minutes, it looks like, Sam.
Awesome.
All right, we'll talk to everybody on the other side.
The moon is a smoky eye, watching everything we do tonight. Won't you turn around? There's a shift in the night. Keep an ear to the ground. Keep an eye on the sky. Nothing left of the town. Not a star in sight. Can't stop running now. We'll make the beach bright light. Together, we can outlast the fight. Together, we can outrun the night. Together, we will outlast the fight. Together, we will outrun the night. And isn't it a colorful sight to see it all from such a great height? Isn't it a stirring sight? The sky rains fire in the night. Did you see a blue flash in the sky? Did you see the orange glowing night? Did the flash burn away your sight? Who are they? Where are they from? And why? Together, we can outlast the fight. Together, we can outrun the night. Together, we will outlast the fight. Together, we will outrun the night. Did you catch on to the signs of the times? So lucky to escape with our lives. Together, we can outrun the night. Did you see a blue flash in the sky? Did you see the orange glowing night? Did the flash burn away your sight? Who are they? Where are they from? And why? Did the smoke take away your breath? Did the surface blast render you deaf? Did you readily fail the test? Tell me who lives when there's nothing left. Together, we can outlast the fight. Together, we can outrun the night. Together, we will outlast the fight. Together, we will outrun the night.
sorry, I am drifting off, I think, to another place listening to that song. And I had to say that because it was the most cliche thing, but it is absolutely true. There's something about that song where it's just Sam being like, drift off, over and over again. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, very, very,
Yeah, right.
It works somehow. Like, if I went to Sam and I was like, yo, dude, I got a song where I'm going to have this killer guitar solo, and I'm just going to say a couple words. I think Sam would be like, well, knowing Sam, he would be like, go for it, brother, I got you. But I think somebody else would be like, why? Like, there's got to be more. But my God, it works
no,
so
I like
well.
it.
Oh, thank you. That was originally just going to be an instrumental track,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. I'd have to take myself back to the moment when I realized this needs lyrics. I think it was because I really wanted to like set the theme of the song, make it a little more obvious, so people wouldn't have to go read the description and be like, "This song was about going to sleep." Like, I wanted to,
Right.
Oh, you already know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, but and this is kind of what I was talking about before, just with your musical ability and ability to do things that I wouldn't do or think of. And we talked about this with Chill Collins a little bit before. Like, you always want to try to surround yourself with people you think that are better than you, and that's just not a compliment. That is, for real. And I really feel like that, especially with you both, honestly. And this is not a plug for Dominic to start talking about how he likes me, by the way.
Well, the feeling's mutual.
Thank God we're past this fake thing now.
Yeah, right.
You guys, come on. I got a good thing I'm here to moderate today.
Oh
Be
yeah,
nice.
for sure. Yeah, Dom and I don't know. One thing we've clicked on heavily is just 80% of the conversation just sarcastic dunking on each other the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because
It
we
makes both of
we
you
both
feel
have a mutual
tall.
respect for each other. That's why.
What was that? Sorry, you're both
Right. Yeah.
talking.
Of course. Oh, just saying, it makes you feel tall to dunk like that.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think
Okay.
I think there is something to be said, though. I mean, there's like making fun of people, and then there's that kind of like loving, I don't know, like dunking on friends that people do, and we definitely, all three of us have that, I think, with each other.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. Like for example, the show. Do you guys ever talk about music on the show,
Never.
or is it just like
We should.
No, we should. We should.
Yo.
we should try it?
Music.
We could try it.
Oh my God.
Music.
I'll look that. Hold on, I'm writing that down.
We don't want to give people too much of a glimpse of our private conversations,
Right.
because they are so dumb.
to.
we just say like the dumbest thing to get a giggle out of each other.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Usually it's just a groan, like, "Oh my God," dad joke after dad joke.
Yes,
It's wonderful.
this is the way.
hmm
Dominic, you're a little hot on that release of that button, by the way.
Oh, my bad, man. I'm trying to pop in here and there and not interrupt too much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dom and I have talked about this before. I think when we have a guest on, I dominate a little bit too much in the
He
conversation.
never shuts up.
It's true. And so what I'll do now, Dominic's prepared a list
Do not
of
do this. Nope. I don't
47
wanna-
questions for you.
I love questions. Let's do
All right,
it.
go ahead, Dom.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Dom. What's up, buddy?
Go
Not
on.
much,
Number
man. Just
2.
hanging out, doing my thing. How are you? You good?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man.
I don't have
sitting
prepared
here-
questions. I know.
okay.
I know everything about Sam.
I know you love awkward situations. That's all.
Yes, I do. It's my favorite thing.
I think Dominic was more excited about your mic not working than us fixing it before the show, by the
Yes.
way.
Mhm.
I really was. I was
Yeah.
so excited for just a total shit show of a thing going on. Like I was waiting for it,
Right.
and then you
Yeah,
just had to go and fix it.
Sorry, man. I wanted it to go well for you. I mean,
Yep.
Right. I appreciate
It's
it.
easier.
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
I was laughing way too hard before this all started because I don't know. It just kind of set the tone for the day. It just made me laugh.
it's all right, Dave. You can interrupt us and take over.
Do
Anytime
not
you
do
want.
that, Dave. Don't talk anymore. Never.
Oh, I'm leaving the show. Dom's got the second half, so
I got it. It's all me, dude. The music will just pop on while I'm talking, and I won't know.
right.
I'm just messaging Dave on the side, like, "Hey, didn't you have questions for me?"
Right. What about that
Wasn't
list
this-
of questions I sent to you that you were supposed to
Yeah.
pretend you asked me? And I'm reading the
What
questions.
about
and what?
when is the interview portion of the show gonna start?
Right. The questions you send me, I'm supposed to read back, and it's like, how did you get so awesome at music? Or something like, they're totally pretentious questions you've sent me. How does it, when you wake up, do you just feel better than other people? How does that go for you? Oh, man.
Excellent.
Oh, dude.
So part of this show is I ask guests to bring music on that they like or feel some inspiration from. And there's 3 songs that you gave. But I have a question. One of them, the first one we're going to play is a song by MK Khan, which I'm sure a lot of people know. But you connected with MK Khan really early, right?
Yeah.
He was one of your
Oh,
early
yeah.
sings, and he's not like a small artist or anything like that. Is there a story behind that, or was it just a random type thing?
How much does he regret it?
Right.
I'm just
I don't know how much he regrets it. You'll have to ask him. But yeah, no. This was really early in my synthwave journey. It might have still been 2018. I think I just finished working on Moonsmoke and Scene Queen, and maybe had just put them out. But somehow I, throughout the swimming through Instagram hashtags, not knowing what synthwave was or retrowave, I came across a bunch of accounts, and MK Khan was one of the earliest ones. I don't remember who followed who first, but I was just looking through his stuff and listening to his music, looking through his posts, and I'm like, yes, this guy, like, gets it. This guy understands whatever he's doing here. Like, I really appreciate all the retro stuff, the 90s ads and commercials. And there was one, I think he had maybe his first EP out at this point, but he had a video that was just like an unreleased track, which is the one that I sent you, and it was just such a badass. I think it might have been a clip from Miami Vice with a speedboat that just had this awesome music on it, and I was like, this song is so cool. He finally released it like 2 years later.
Yeah. That's the
and
Days in
it's-
July song you're talking about?
Yeah, Days in July. That's what we're gonna hear. It's on his Blue Summer album, which I have on cassette tape. But
Ooh.
it was really neat. I hit him up and just sent him this like professional sort of message. I was like, hey, I would love to work with you and do a track and have you like put together some music and be a featured artist on one of my songs for an upcoming album. And he was just like, yeah, let's do it. I got you. And then he sent me a track which became Starshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, what he sent me was great. I was like, this is it. Let's do it. I added vocals and guitar to it, and did not wait for an album. Just went ahead and put it out.
I love that song. I've always really liked that song. From when we first met and I was going through your stuff. I don't know if it's the vocal melody or the music, or there's something about that connects with me. It clicks with me.
I'm really glad it worked out. I was just actually listening back to that song yesterday, and I know how much you like it.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like renewed by the feeling of, oh yeah, this is a cool song. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
I always
it
like
takes-
going back to
Sometimes it
stuff.
takes years and years to go back and listen to your song and listen
Yep.
to it objectively.
Sure.
It really is. It really does. Because like I said, I mean, I've recently gone back. It's been almost a year since I released Coalescence, and I recently went back and started listening to it again, and I was just kind of shocked. I was like, hey, it's not so bad actually. Like,
Yeah.
'cause I felt like I was cringing the entire time, like,
Oh, dude.
like grimacing, like, okay, send.
That's so.
That's how I feel whenever I listen to a newly released DREAMPOCKET song. I'm
right.
like cringing because I'm like, oh, there's so much I would have done differently. But then going back 5 years and just listening to it as a song, disconnected from it.
I thought you were going to
it's
say
like, oh,
Woren
right.
song, by the way.
Right, it's a word.
Oh,
Whenever
imagine
there's a new Woren
listening
song, I'm
to
just
Coalescence
cringing.
in 5 years, you're gonna be like a whole new mind. of
Hey
it.
man, I
It's
love
just
that
gonna
album
be-
from the first minute I heard it. So I've always had
Me
that.
too.
That's an excellent
Thanks,
album.
guys.
I've got the CD right here. It's great.
And we the rest of the
Check out Memory
show
Design.
is just talking about Coalescence too.
Check out Memory Design.
So, Tom loves when I do this. Okay, so real quick, let's say, because we should, it's almost 11:30. Good Beck is another artist you brought, and then Jet Black Alley you have a connection with, right? Can you quickly
Jet
talk
Black
about
Alley
those
Cat,
two?
yeah. Sure. Good Beck
He means
is...
speak fast.
Hurry up.
Good Beck is a cool guy. He's a synthwave producer. Actually found him when I was working on Outrun the Night, which I worked on for over 2 years. I think the last like 7 or 8 months of it you were there for. But it started off as an instrumental track. I kind of wanted to make something that would complement Moonsmoke, because as we talked about before, I don't like to make the same song over and over again.
Right.
But Moonsmoke is my favorite song and everyone else's favorite song. And I was like, I need to do something
mine.
more like that.
I like Sea Queen.
And Scene Queen too, yeah. More stuff like that. But so I was working on Outrun the Night. I had the instrumental done, and I started coming up with these lyrics in my mind. You know, of course, it's based on a reoccurring dream I had about invasion and stuff, and I realized, oh, this could be, you know, like in the same universe as Landing Zone. And I finally came up with the title Outrun the Night, which kind of happened to be flow with the lyrics. So the lyrics came first. I pulled the title out of the lyrics, and then started like, I guess I would search whenever I come up with a song title. I go to Spotify and look and see what exists already with that song title.
Yeah.
So when I first came up with a song in lyrics, there was not a single Outrun the Night song out there. And I was like, this is awesome. It's got the word outrun in it. It's going to be great. Synthwave people are going to go crazy. Okay, fast forward 1.5 years. Song's about done. I go look Outrun the Night. 5 or 6 different songs pop up. And they're all Synthwave. And and one of them is by an artist called Good Beck, and I listened to it and I was like, this is such a cool track. So I messaged him and a couple others. Between the Planets and Synthwave Dave all had awesome songs called Outrun the Night, and I just messaged them and said, hey man, I love your song. I've got a song called Outrun the Night coming out too, so that was pretty much it. Just a stupid message to say, hey, your song is awesome. I've also got one of the same title. I don't know, let's be friends.
Right.
And Good Beck hit me back and I was like, hey, that's awesome. Yeah, like let's put them on the same playlist and stuff.
Cool.
He's actually doing a remix for me right
really?
now.
That's awesome.
But we've kind of just, I don't know, became pals, just messaging on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's cool. And then you said with Jet Black Alley Cat, they were connected with Moonsmoke, is that right? Or something like that?
Yes. I moved back to Nashville, like 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, just for the purpose of like getting back into music in a big time, starting a new project, being a solo artist. When I very first moved here, my roommates were friends with these guys in a band, Jet Black Alley Cat. So I met their singer, I think my first week in Nashville, came to a party at her house, and we were talking about music and instantly connected because they are a retro rock band. So it just kind of worked out that he said, hey, our drummer's our producer and he's trying to start producing other people. So he hooked me up with them. I recorded Moonsmoke and Scene Queen with Bryant. Bryant Lowry is the name of their drummer. And he's also a great solo synthwave producer, electronic music producer. He's done music for some video games. So yeah, Joe, the singer, helped me like prepare the songs for the studio. And did a little bit of writing on the lyrics for Scene Queen. So I went in and recorded these with Bryant. And these are the songs that have a couple MIDI sounds in them, but most of it is just played through the Yamaha still.
Man, that's so cool. I didn't realize they were that involved. That's pretty sweet.
And so you'll hear Joe singing background vocals in Moonsmoke, and if you go listen to Night People, he's also one of my background singers in that song.
Nice. He sings during that really catchy end part, right? He's backing you
Yes,
up in
that's both
Moonsmoke.
of us singing together.
Right.
Yeah, taking any road, take another dope, take it to the backseat.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
an.
us.
I think that's everyone's favorite part, right? in the song.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite part.
Right. It's awesome.
When that part, we came up with that in the studio too. We were like, we need something more to lead this out with. So
Yeah.
kind of just like wrote that on the spot, and we took turns singing it, and then Bryant mixed this together so well. I think it's like 3 takes each, so we mix it up, and it's like 6 voices. I think
Wow.
something crazy like that.
It sounds excellent. It's very full sounding too. So,
Thank you.
all right, let's move on to these 3 songs. Man, time on the show flies so fast when we're just chatting it up.
Yeah, really.
I can't believe it's already been an hour and a half. But all right, so first starting off, this is that Days in July song we were just talking about earlier by MK Khan.
could I forget it? I keep roaring like trouble, straight out of Manhattan. What a wild-hearted beauty, with way too much damage. She cry in her free time, but make love with the vengeance. Oh, she's just a baby beside me, lost in her head. Oh, better watch your back, babe. She'll do your best, lovely and lonely. It's so unholy, she's magic. And she called herself Roxy, Roxy, Roxy. Strung out on everything. All this madness, girl gone bad. You know Roxy. She lives on the freeway, right here in the summer. It's never been one place, any more than another. She fell in love with the late nights and those dangerous dreams there. Always go to bed wondering if anyone else cared. Oh, she is a baby beside me, lost in her head. Better watch your back, babe. She'll do your best. Love her when she's angry, and when she's crazy, it's magic. And she called herself Roxy, Roxy, Roxy. Strung out on everything. All this madness, girl gone bad. You know Roxy, Roxy. She leans on the edge, she runs with her heart. Whatever they say is never enough. She belongs to the world, a long time and no end. It's sex and drugs, no, she'll never come back. Wild-hearted beauty, no one can control her. Yeah, Roxy, 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 strung out on everything. All this madness, girl gone bad. Roxy, oh Roxy, oh Roxy,
And we're back. Excellent songs. That Goodbeck song. I can see why you were attracted to that song so much. Oh, actually, I don't know if Sam knows we're on.
Yeah, it's a jam. That's fine. We could just chat. It's okay.
You and me?
Yeah.
Without a third party? What is this? The friendship
Yeah,
show?
what right. That's what we should have named it.
Right. The friendship hour or whatever.
The friendship hour.
It's called the friendship
Well,
hour, but
well-
it's either 20 minutes long or 3 hours long, and it doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how long it takes before we fight.
Right. So Sam dropped a surprise track in Discord, which I could say was very difficult to set up and everything because of the way OBS is running. But I managed to get it all set up for you. Do you want to play this now and then come back?
Yeah, I just tuned my guitar. I'm gonna try and get some rhythm going here. So this will be a good thing to listen to. I think it's about 6 minutes long.
So short. Gotcha.
Right, very short.
Yeah, it's a nice short for Synthwave. Yeah.
Right.
Should we talk about it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, and
Do
you can set it up while I'm pulling it into the playlist and everything.
Do you want to tell them what it is?
Do you want to tell them what it is? How about Dominic
Do you
says
wanna
who
tell them what
who
it
it is?
You guys want to tell them what it is?
This is okay.
Tell them, Dom.
Tell him, Dom.
I mean, I guess so. All right, fine. It is a Dream Pocket song called Detect, and it is remixed by Pashang.
Yes. He
What it
asked me if he could do this, and I was like, yes.
You're like, yes. Right away.
Yeah, and he did it pretty quickly, and then we had it mastered by Outrunner, and it's coming out on the 25th.
Excellent. And I have a pre-save link that I'm going to put in the chat as well for everyone.
Oh, sweet. I wonder where you got that. That's awesome.
I found it myself in our backstage group chat.
Actively is looking for those whenever you release
Right.
something.
It's the first 3 hours of my day. You know, it's like sourcing these, of course, right? No, so I'm excited to hear this. After this one song.
Strap in.
Oh, what? Sorry, I was talking over you.
Oh, I just said strap in. Go ahead.
Strap
That's
in.
all.
All right. This is, like Dominic just said, the Pashang remix of Detect. What an excellent preview, an excellent song, and once again, Pashang. I love whenever there's a Pashang remix. Somebody is always like, yeah, man, you turned this back in like a day to me. And I'm like, I know. And it makes me so mad that he is so talented at doing stuff.
One of the pros of using MIDI. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
the dude is a borderline, if not a musical genius. Like,
Yeah.
he does it so fast, and his layering. I mean, you guys heard every part, every single movement in that song has something new and exciting and awesome going on.
Yeah.
Like, what an inspired remix! I'm just so honored to be part of a Pashang track. Like,
Yeah, it's not like just a bunch of loops, right? I mean, a bunch of looping parts, not loops, but you know what I'm saying. If you really pay attention, there's a lot of little things happening and like sparkly things, and he's got that classic, Pashang space synth feel to a lot of this stuff.
love the lead part behind that big chorus towards the end. Like,
Yep.
Oh god,
Yeah,
it's
that
so
really
good.
brings it home. Hey, where are you at? Our time is getting out of control. Where are you at with your track, do you think?
I've got something that we can listen to. So I might try and do one or two more things to it before I send it to you, but it's just instrumental and it's very basic, but it's something.
Hey man, that's part of the fun.
It's audio.
That's part of the fun here.
Fire up the Windows track, we'll just waste some time here. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a little vocal thing on it real quick before I send it to you with a whisper duel, just for fun.
Okay. Well,
Well, you have
don't have any
30
time.
seconds.
Yeah, you got about 30
You have 30
seconds to get all this done. And
Oh, okay.
no, we got another block here of about 12 minutes, and then we can come back for a minute. Then we got to listen to your track, and then we got to play out the rest of the show. After that.
Well, yeah. Let's
So-
talk for a minute, because I feel like we came to hang out, and all we've been doing is listening to
Talking.
music. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
I'm just-
yeah.
We've
what
probably
is
talked
up?
more
What is
this
up?
show than any other show, any other Hangout show.
What's up with that?
That's
It's
so
like a
true.
Seinfeld
What's up
joke.
with
What's
that?
up with that?
What up with that?
What's up with that?
What's the deal with the Synthwave Hangout?
Right.
Right.
Is it Synthwave or is it a Hangout?
We're on the internet listening to music.
Right. Join us later tonight for the 7-hour extended Hangout, where it's just us just going back and forth like this, just nonstop.
Well, really,
Dude, yeah. an
we're
after party.
limited by Dave's self-imposed rules.
Right. It is my self-imposed rules. That's correct.
It could go
Well,
as
that's good.
long
You-
as we wanted it.
Oh,
You
for
gotta
sure.
have structure.
What was that saying?
You gotta have structure,
Yeah, for
No.
sure.
No.
I mean, I know
Nope.
some people hop off, at noon my time for Karin's show. So I try to, have some stuff wrapped up around that kind of stuff, and but also it gets, the show is pretty long, right? So I try to keep it in some sort of structure. We always end up going over, of course, though. I just like to
Yeah.
pretend that we're on some sort of schedule.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right.
We're just, just by the time it's over, we're just sick of each other.
Right,
That's
right.
all it is.
I mean, Dom and I don't talk the rest of the week after the show.
Yeah, we just about to say the same thing. We don't even talk the rest of the week.
Yeah, this is it.
So what do you think, Sam? Do you think you could, we'll have something in about 12 minutes?
It'll be something.
Yeah, we'll have something.
Okay. Well, why don't I get back to that, and you can finish it up, and then we can come back and chat while I'm converting it over, and then we can listen to it.
Awesome.
Sounds good. All right. We'll see
Happy
everyone
birthday
after this.
to you.
Oh my God, I should never have said anything. It's actually Dominic's birthday.
Yep. That's right. Listen to Memory Design.
Take this for me, man. Come on.
Right. It's my birthday.
Never
now.
tell a singer anything birthday related, right? They're like, birthday, you say.
no.
Happy birthday.
Well, Dom, just give me your address so I can send you a Dream Pocket shirt. for
There
your
it
birthday.
is.
Excellent.
All right, guys. Talk to you in about 12 minutes.
Peace.
And we're back. That Windows guy, we got to figure out who that is and get that guy on the label. And I'm a big fan of Windows.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Oh,
that, man. It's
Oh, sorry.
been a
I thought we were still. I thought we had agreed that we're going to keep this a huge secret. Nobody would know.
I was trying to for a while, but then it didn't pan out, so it's fine. But like, that's been a passion project of mine for almost as long as the Woren thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything I've heard, and my God, have I heard a lot of behind the scenes. Like, what do you think of this style tracks? It's all excellent,
you've heard
man.
so many tracks now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You've heard a lot.
For sure. Sam, are you still there? Are you here?
It's just wild to think that it's been a year and I've been like a font, man. I just feel like it just never stops. Like I just keep making
A font? Would you say?
a font. Yeah, like like a just like a never ending like supply of like music in my head. I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, it's like I don't know, man. Like I'm really science based, so I don't really believe in like ethereal, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like my brain just kind of like just collects these weird ideas. Sure. I don't really know.
No, I get what you're saying. Is Sam here, by the way? I asked that before.
Probably not. He's probably panic singing right now.
Oh, there he
Panic
is.
singing.
Panic singing.
Hilarious. I love that.
Where are we at, Sam?
I don't know how long it is. Or who? You guys want to master this real quick? You're listening.
No.
No, I'm not touching. I refuse.
I'm dropping the audio file in Dropbox, and then I'll have a link. For
Yeah,
you
send
in
me a
the chat.
link then. Is it an MP3?
Make sure
It's
you
an MP3.
awkwardly explain that it's not well mixed to everybody and like.
Oh no, this is a finished product. This is gonna be
This is it?
like I'm sending it to Dan today.
Right. For distribution?
Upload to Symphonic. Yeah. Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The new sound
I'm excited.
of Dream Pocket is how this will be marketed.
Oh geez. Oh, where did I just? Let's see. Now I gotta search for the file in my Dropbox. There it is.
We like to give a live
So,
experience here on the show.
Right.
Everybody having a good time in the chat?
Right,
You know,
right.
Oh man. Well, this was interesting. It's like I was so kind of nervous all week about this.
Oh, really?
Doing the challenge bit. Because
yeah, he's been having tummy problems.
I would. I get that
I have
when I'm
those
nervous.
anyway.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't even know what I was gonna say about this, but it's bare bones. Like there have been times where I can just sit down and make a song in like
Yeah.
4 hours. Like Detect was pretty much like that. I tracked all of that in one day, maybe 2 sessions, and I was hoping I could kind of do something like that here. So the Roland really helps. Using arpeggios means I don't have to like fix the timing on everything.
Right.
So it should. Let's see. Okay, I sent you the.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I'm just gonna set it up real quick.
All right, cool.
Hey Dom, I
Can you give us
gotta
a
set this
no,
up.
No, stop. No, wait, no. Wait, Juan. Can you give us a play-by-play of everything you're doing?
Me?
I'm clicking the button on my screen. I am dragging.
I'm trying to make
file
the
over.
viewership go to 0 real quick. So
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
okay. I gotta
Just
set-
what do you think about what are your feelings on the wars going
Right,
on?
right.
You know, that's
some
like
explosive
first thing-
religious or political topic. We'll just get really into it but it's right at the end of the show.
Well, I'm on both sides of the fence, you know, like, and then you just like we lose everybody.
Right, we just lose everybody. All right, this is almost done. Sorry, don't want to get the Geovarius cover on here again, like like it used to.
All right. I mean, use it. That's fine. I didn't send you a cover.
Oh, I already put.
I love that it's
already
always,
put your.
I love that it's
logo on.
always him. Though. Oh,
Yeah.
See,
that
I
guy's a
missed that.
wizard.
What'd you say? You're a wizard?
Geovarius is.
Oh, right. I thought you were alerting us to a controversial personal thing. Attention,
You're a
everyone.
wizard,
Oh yeah,
Sam.
look out! I'm coming out as a wizard.
You're a wizard.
All right. So I got it queued up here. Is there anything you want to say before we play it, other than what you've already said? And we'll come back after, of course.
Words.
Yeah. I just want to say that I really appreciate that Harry Potter reference, Tom.
Yeah, no problem. I do what I can.
I'm a Slytherin. What about you?
He's Hufflepuff.
Probably
You're a
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Hufflepuff. Yeah.
100%.
Probably Hufflepuff.
Definitely. And Dave, I
I'm-
think you're a Ravenclaw.
I'm
or
super
Gryffindor,
weird.
Probably.
Right. Well,
Unless you're
I
Slytherin
told
too,
you that
I
in
don't know.
I told
What
you
are
that
you?
in confidence, but I guess we can talk about
That
that.
you're either a Gryffindor, a Ravenclaw, or a Slytherin. You're just not Hufflepuff.
He's definitely
that's all.
Ravenclaw.
Right. I'm anything but Hufflepuff. Anything Dominic is in, I'm nowhere near. Like a pull, like a
I just-
opposite magnets.
Every time I hear Hufflepuff, I always think of Kirby. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I could see that reference.
I think of HR Puff and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
There you go.
Alright.
Now we're
Mhm.
making sense.
I like to puff and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you guys.
Oh my god.
All right, we ready to hear
No.
Sam's debut new direction for Dream Pocket?
All right,
Yeah,
Sam,
I
I'm
don't really
gonna
know
say
who
it.
this is for.
I'm gonna say it. It's terrible. Okay.
It
I'm
is-
just gonna tell you right now.
It is for Dominic to chew on for the next year.
Yeah, set the
Before
bar
you even listen to
really,
it,
really
before you
low.
even listen to it, it's awful. I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna hang up on Discord while we listen to it, so I can hear it
Right.
on YouTube, and then come back.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll start it right now
Perfect.
then. So this is Sam's
Goodbye.
live challenge song called Synth Hang. Here we go.
You've got some nerve showing up here, being all you. You do what you do, not what they tell you to. You've got some nerve just to be here. You're doing you, cutting loose of what they want you to. You've got some nerve showing up here, being all you. You do what you do, not what they tell you to. You've got some nerve just to be here. You're doing you, cutting loose of what they want you to. You've got some nerve showing up here, being all you. You do what you do, not what they tell you to. You've got some nerve just to be here. You're doing you, cutting loose of what they want you to.
That was excellent. What are you talking about? You made me feel like this was going to be an absolute train wreck.
It wasn't.
That was great. I can't believe you got the vocals on.
I know.
I mean, it's obviously not, mixed finally or anything
Yeah,
like
it's-
that, but
It sounds terrible, but it's a good song.
dude, you have to finish that into a track. I wonder if there will exist a time where there'll be a collection of tracks started on this show. You know what I'm saying? That like,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
like
we
some.
could do it like
I
at the
was
end of the
thinking that.
year. We could just do it at the end of the year.
No, I just mean like people that will take the songs that they started here, right? And then they have finished them and released them at some point in their future, and it's going to be like it was started on the Synthwave Hangout.
Well,
Yeah,
sure, but I'm
Synthwave
saying that we could
Hangout
probably do like a
compilation.
collection of them, like at the end of the year. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that was something we had
Yeah.
talked about, so that would be great. We should hit people up though to see if they have a more final version.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
that if they ever worked on it more or whatever.
Right.
Well,
yeah, yeah.
mine's done, obviously.
Right,
We'll
That
just
right.
was
make
done.
we'll demand. That's what we'll do. We'll hit up people and be like, "Listen, you better do this.
Right.
I know where you live."
Yeah, but with Sam, the vocals are interesting too because it's that same sound I was talking about before. You know, that it's kind of ghosty and it's got the harmony thing. I can't believe you just pulled this out. What was this in the last 30 minutes or whatever? You're like, let me throw some vocals on.
I did that just
I mean,
for you,
interesting
buddy.
was the word I was going for.
Interesting. Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite word. Like in interviews and stuff, when you're talking about something and then people go, interesting.
Right.
It's very
Yeah, it's
interesting.
just
You know,
like,
I think what you
I can
chose for
hear
the song
the
is so interesting.
Opposite. Yeah, you're saying interesting, but what I'm hearing is boring.
Right. Yeah, our friend
on.
our friend Chris, whenever I show him a song he doesn't like and I say something about it, his reply is always fascinating.
That's very
yes.
Vulcan of him. Are we talking about our mutual friend Chris
Yeah.
who mastered Outrun the Night?
Yes. Yeah, it's like I always know that he doesn't really believe me when he's like, fascinating. What a fascinatingly
Fascinating.
stupid thing to say.
I love Chris though. He's awesome.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
he's such a talented guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the
It's
chat
just-
anymore, but he was here at some point.
We were just all so very, very, very sarcastic with each other. It's hard to tell when we are not messing with each other sometimes, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I just always take it as we're always messing with each other. So one day you guys are going to seriously tell me something and I'm just going to laugh it off. Like, oh, okay.
Right. No, you know when we're serious when it comes to like pro level like silence, where it's like, you know, I'm mad at you or something and just not giving in. You know, that's when you know.
That's one of my favorite things is when somebody says something and then there's just nothing afterwards.
Right. Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if
I am.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll just say I relish that moment. It's literally my favorite thing.
Yes, one of the many differences we have. But because you know that's my thing that I hate the most, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think they call it Schadenfreude. You know what I mean? I enjoy the other people's like I don't know what it is. I get
Please
great
say like
joy out of
misery and then like, you know, forever. People can be like, yikes. You hear that? What that guy said?
It's just, I don't know why, dude. I don't know why. It's just like I love awkwardness. It's always
like
made me
socially
laugh.
sadistic.
Right. Socially
Yeah.
sadistic. There you go.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like I mean, but the thing is, I hate it when it's awkward and it's like directed at me though.
Oh, of
Because
course.
like, there's been times where I felt like awkward and out of place, and it is so uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
But like I look back on it with great joy, obviously.
Happy birthday to
Yes,
you.
Too dumb.
To everyone.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Sam, I think we're up at the end of the show here.
Yeah, it's super
we did it.
unfortunate.
We
dude.
did it.
Unfortunate.
I'm really, really
We
glad you were
finally-
able to shift stuff around and come on. I hope you know that how important of a person you are to me, and the fact that
Oh,
we're going
man.
over a year and a half, maybe, of being friends,
Yeah, we've been steady for like a year, all three of us.
right?
Yeah, you guys are my besties, and
Yeah.
We've been a
I'm
throuple
really
for
glad
over a
we got
year,
to do this.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
The dynamic trio.
Yeah, but to get into like something and get on a label around the same time and do everything with people that you're still real close to after this long is really special to me personally. So all jokes aside, I really love both you guys, and I'm really glad we're able to all be here today.
For sure. And I really, really look forward to our inevitable demise. You know?
It's,
I don't know. We've been going pretty strong now for, over a year now.
Yep.
I mean,
It's just going to be one.
But you know,
Sam's one bad mix away from losing us as friends.
right. No, it's one collab where he begs you to work on something and then he hates what you've done forever.
Right. Like I don't really like it. Can you change it? Like, all right.
All right, then Dominic just moves. He moves.
Yeah, just I haven't talked to Dominic in 2 weeks.
Right.
Have you seen him?
Right, you go and there's a totally different family at his house. It's like, I don't know where they went.
Like
They
you're
did
like he is online, and you're like, well, he's not online for me.
right, yeah, that's how you discover it.
he's like, he'd have to turn over his social media, like sell all his accounts
Right, everything is
to
sold.
spam.
That's when
So
you'll
I'll
know.
just-
You know,
That's when you'll know.
yeah. When
Yes.
you get a message from Dom about your car's extended warranty, then you'll know.
That's right.
Or he's got great
Why is
promotional. He's got great promotional stuff he can help you with if you only send him money. right? Then we'll
Right,
know he's
yes.
been taking
Right.
over.
Yeah.
I noticed that your music is really good, but like it's like your profile needs some work. If you just give me
Right.
hundreds of dollars, I can easily make
Yeah.
your profile
Right.
have 30 more viewers.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
love those messages.
All right,
It's just
guys.
like you're.
Oh, go ahead, Don. Sorry,
No,
Sam.
oh no.
I've
I was
interrupted the
just-
joke, and now I'm gonna make you repeat it while everyone stops and listens. Right? Out of
Yeah,
context.
what was it again? Can you just set all that up again real quick?
Happy birthday to you.
Listen, hey,
That
hold on,
was
before we go,
perfect.
listen. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and I love you all. And just remember to be kind to each other, okay?
Yeah, very important. And we should shout out some people. A lot of people have been here for the full 2 hours.
You should shout at people. Yeah,
Right.
I want to shout at people. Light Source, Car, Brandon, Woren, Miami Dan, Robin Lights, Shay. Hey, thanks for the Instagram follow. Appreciate you. Light Source again, Robin Lights. The Game Night, what up? Who else is here? We got Car. I already said Car.
This is
That's
great.
awesome. We got, who's
Yeah,
this
Sam's
Woren guy? I don't know.
I don't talk to him.
RetroSynth. Who was here? Was Craig Packman here today?
No, Craig wasn't here today. That's what I was.
He was here with us in spirit. though.
Yeah, he's always here in spirit with
Yeah.
us.
He's in dreamland.
listen
He's
back.
dreaming this right now.
You got Robin Lights, right?
Yeah, I know. And Pashang, I guess he must have slept through it. He'll get.
Yeah,
to
he
listen
said he was
back
going to
later,
pop in,
but-
but guaranteed he fell asleep at his desk. He
Good.
was sitting there.
I always
holding
say I
his chair.
prefer that they do that. You know what I mean? Like, I love when people are willing to stay up late for the show, but like, you know, sometimes you need sleep.
Right, get some rest.
Right,
It's fine.
very true.
It'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
It's always bedtime somewhere.
That's
That's
true.
the cool thing about the synth community. We're all over the world, so
That's
he'll
right.
listen back later.
Brandon said he's out fighting
Out
Ruse
fighting
again. Probably is. Just like, sorry, mates,
He
can't
is.
get
That's
on the
his
show.
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, he's a professional Rue fighter.
Right, he's got to box him with like the 1920s boxing stance. You know, you guys know
That's
what
right.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh. So, like, the kids have realized that I'm in here and it's starting to turn into one of those Night of the Living Dead situations. Like the doorknob
Yes,
starting
you're
to
scratching at
rattle
the
a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
man.
The worst is when you're trying to use the bathroom and then everybody decides to start talking to you through the door, and you're like,
Oh, that's the best.
"Leave me alone."
Right.
Right. And they say, "What are you doing in there, Dad?" And then you have to yell what you're doing
Right.
loud enough for the neighbors to hear.
This
Yeah,
is perfect.
No.
This is perfect ending
I always
imagery.
say I'm
by the
building
way.
something. I always pretend that I'm building something, and they'll be like, "What are you doing in there?" I'm like, "I'm building, I'm building a doghouse." They're like, "No, you're not."
Building a dog.
I just
With
always say I'm
Legos?
doing something that has nothing to do with being in the bathroom when
Right.
I'm in there. Or
Dave
they'll be
is just
"Where's
watching
Mom?"
the
I'm
clock,
"She's
like-
in the mood."
Dave's watching the clock. He's sweating. He's like loosening his collar. He's like, "Oh gosh, you're running out of time."
I know, dude. We're both over here like we're getting like hyperglycemic because we haven't ate all morning.
Right,
and,
right.
We're
Yeah.
old.
Dominic's got like 15 minutes of bathroom material that he's prepared, bathroom jokes.
Oh, yeah.
He's just ready to go.
Right.
Since you mentioned that,
Yeah.
Sam.
I prepare all of this in the bathroom too. It's like
Oh, yeah,
I
right.
do it in the element.
Right, he's broadcasting from his studio bathroom right now.
Like, hello?
Sipping that
Oh my God, that
Metamucil.
would be so echoey.
Oh my god. All right, well, we got 3 more tracks to play out the show. But once again, Sam, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. And Dominic, same to you, my friend. And I can't wait to keep doing this. My favorite day of the week, Tuesday next week.
And
I
I
love you,
love
bro.
hate you both.
And thanks. All right, guys. And thanks to everybody in the chat. We couldn't do this without you. You guys make this absolutely great. And like I said, it's my favorite day of the week, and it's from everybody involved. So see everybody next week. Later, everyone.
Cheers.
Your beauty is deep. Your mind is so deep. Your spirit so deep.